morning at sea, and the ship forges its way through the Atlantic. While on the decks, the staff captain makes his rounds, looking after the technical running of the ship. He is second in command to the captain, and is in charge of the ship when the captain is off duty. His job includes crew matters, such as discipline and security, as well as social duties involving the passengers. One of the highlights of travel on the QE2 is the quality of the cuisine. The chef's proud boast is that there isn't a menu request he cannot fill. Apart from exotic dishes, medical requirements and religious diets are also provided. Maintaining a high standard of shipboard life, attending to the little comforts that passengers take for granted, smoothly and without fuss, is the task of Mr. Sawyer, the hotel manager. This includes the managing of the cabins and other personal services such as the laundry. The output from this department is staggering. Some 23,000 pillow slips, an equal number of towels, plus thousands of serviettes, tablecloths, bath mats and sheets are laundered in the course of a crossing. The heat from the machines raises the temperature in here to a point where tropical garb is more comfortable. Staff Captain Ridley keeps a benevolent eye open, ensuring that his charges are well looked after while out on deck. The weather is balmy and the passengers are taking the opportunity to relax in the sun. The tang of the sea air is bound to sharpen some appetites. No need to worry about that, as behind the scenes, preparations are being made to satisfy those inner needs. For those old enough to remember the palm court in a five-star hotel, it will seem as though the clock has been turned back. For those too young to remember that era, it doesn't matter, since they can only be impressed by this touch of elegance, as tea is served in the Queen's room. The impression of leaving the rest of the world behind is the most appealing part of ocean travel. Nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water, and when you're out in the middle of it, it's easy to believe. But no fear of getting lost, even though there are no visible landmarks. The science of navigation is nearly as old as man himself. In the old days, officers met at noon on the bridge to plot the ship's position using sextant and compass. Today, these are only backup aids, as the QE2 is equipped to navigate by space satellite. Orbiting the Earth 600 miles up, these satellites transmit signals which make accuracy to within 50 yards possible. Day and night, for 5 days, the ship's massive engines with their 110,000 horsepower drive the vessel at over 30 miles an hour. As ever, behind the scenes, the staff captain and the hotel manager continue their rounds, this time early in the morning. An interesting statistic is that the QE2 has over 28 miles of carpet. The midship bar, quiet now, will soon be a hive of activity. A part of the ship that passengers rarely see is the stores area, way down below on the waterline. The QE2 carries 5,000 pounds of turkey, plus 5,000 pounds of chicken, and 3,000 pounds of duck on every transatlantic voyage. It's a bit nippy here in the meat room, but worth looking into if you've never seen 25,000 pounds of beef at one time. The chef could easily do a barbecue for a crowd at Wembley Stadium with all that. In addition to responsibility for its preparation, Mr. Coward is also in charge of the purchase and selection of the meat. Whether these joggers are exercising for the sheer love of keeping fit, or simply to work up the strength to face one of QE2's huge meals, isn't certain. But in either case, it's a good idea. The gracious atmosphere and attentive service can't help but enhance their appreciation of the meal. Part of the QE2's reputation is based on the chef's ability to please everyone. No mean task with nearly 2,000 appetites to consider. On this ship, there is no discrimination with regard to species. The dogs brought along for the ride are considered passengers too, and so receive the same first-class treatment as their human counterparts. On Pooch's Promenade, they've even got their own personal lamppost. Each voyage is carefully planned to include activities which provide a program of interest for a wide range of individual tastes. Classes in various subjects are offered, and one of these is the dance class. Today they're learning to do the hustle. There are daytime activities for the youngsters too. If Mum and Dad want to get away on their own for a while, they can leave Junior in the nursery with the rest of his age group, where he'll be well looked after by trained nannies. Movies, arts and crafts, toys and other delights are there to keep the children busy. Every day of the voyage, while their charges are enjoying themselves around the ship, these men within the hotel manager's sphere of operations meet to discuss matters relevant to the passengers' comfort and enjoyment. Present here are the heads of various departments who work together as a tightly knit, efficient team.
What about your festival life and entertainment program?
Well, all the people that were scheduled have shown up. The entertainment program is set for the voyage. No untoward problems there. First night show, well attended. I think we're going to have full rooms all the way across.
Jerry?
We have no problems. All our stores are on board, and all stores are stored away in the storerooms. So homeward bound should be a straight run.
Ken, accommodation?
Well, the Bureau seems to be running well. Pretty full ship, as Ron says. One or two problems, which no doubt the Bureau will give their personal attention to. I'd like to talk to you sometime about 5-dash, tail doors, etc.
Yes.
See what we can do.
We can discuss that and take what action is necessary.
Not many people would expect to find on a ship a fully equipped print shop. The press is kept busy turning out the daily program, a schedule of the day's events aboard ship, as well as the QE2 Express, a specially prepared edition of World News. Both are delivered to the staterooms daily, keeping travellers informed about their world afloat and the world at large. If you're one of the penthouse set, you can live as glamorously as you choose aboard the QE2. This particular suite is fitted out with every luxury, right down to stereo and fresh flowers. As evening approaches, party preparations begin. Where celebrations are concerned, refreshments of an alcoholic nature are an item close to everyone's heart, and it hasn't been left behind on the pier. The liquor store contains thousands of bottles of wines, beer, and spirits. Any five-star hotel would be proud to offer this selection and quality.
Green mint.
Just the one.
Banana for cure.
None.
A high point of the voyage is the captain's cocktail party. This evening, the passengers have the opportunity to meet the man who has overall responsibility for the ship, Captain Lawrence Portet. Although everyone is aware that there are ship's personnel working in the background, tonight everyone has the chance to see some of the top brass. At the party, the officers are introduced to the guests.
For all your onboard comfort, making sure everything runs smoothly, our hotel manager, Mr. John Sawyer. The gentleman who is responsible for keeping us in touch with the outside world, our Chief Radio Officer, Mr. Phil Marriott, and Captain Lawrence Portet.
Finally, the captain says a few words before the officers socialize with the guests and the festivities begin.
The slight discomfort last night with the bad weather. We're off to a good crossing now. The weather should be like it is now. So relax, enjoy yourselves, and it's good to see you all. Thank you very much.
A warm atmosphere prevails at the party. People are brought closer when they feel cut off from the rest of the world. Lifelong friendships are frequently made during ocean voyages, and everyone's heard of the shipboard romance. As the ship proceeds smoothly and safely toward her destination, radar constantly scans the horizon to inform the bridge crew of any ships in the immediate area. This is QE2's power station, where all the ship's electrical requirements are monitored. Enough power is generated here to supply the entire heating, lighting, and electrical needs of a city the size of Southampton. A far cry from the days of the windjammers, when power depended on the size of your sails and which way the wind was blowing. Heads of departments meet daily with Captain Portet in his cabin to discuss any problems and make reports. Today, the conference revolves around the arrival in New York. As the turnaround time there is so short, approximately 7 hours, smooth docking and unloading procedures are essential.
And as you see, it's that time of the afternoon.
We'll be putting the landing arrangements out today, and we'll use the schedule that you said, time of arrival.
Yes. So that's fine.
Well, there's been no problems overnight. There's no defaults this morning, and we've got the management safety meeting at 11:30.
Oh, good. And so we're all ready for tomorrow.
This store is known as the supermarket, probably because of the rapid turnover of stock and the variety which exceeds 750 different items. For example, the QE2 carries over 30 types of marmalade and jam. To maintain that selection, every item will be topped up when the ship reaches port.
One bag of Spanish.
The ship left Southampton with 22,000 pounds of fruit and 27,000 pounds of vegetables. To ensure optimum freshness, the vegetable store is kept at a carefully controlled temperature. On the last day at sea, the tempo seems to increase with regard to physical exercise. This group is still at it. 5 days at sea appears to improve their stamina. They look as if they're actually enjoying it. A nice thing about this class being that everyone joins in.
Muscles due to the weight of the head, constantly dropping forward through the influence of gravity, of course. This is a very weak area of the body, and these muscles, surprisingly, get very little exercise. They're under constant strain, with the head always being down, and of course, bad posture, which I talk about going to in much more detail in my yoga class in the evening.
Others are busy improving their golf game on the driving range, or practicing their putting. What ocean voyage would be complete without a game of their traditional favorite, shuffleboard? On the open deck, in the fresh salt air, it's a landlubber's treat. Before a final onslaught on the ship's shopping arcade, a visit to the bank is probably in order. There are always last-minute gifts to purchase, and the selection is too good to pass up. Besides the lure of duty-free liquor and tobacco, there's a wide array of jewelry and fashion clothing from which to choose. These decks will soon be the scene of all the flurry of disembarkation, but a few hours of comparative serenity are left. The atmosphere here at the kiddies' fancy dress party is hardly serene, but it's certainly the highlight of the trip for the children. The three blind mice with a clever twist.
Was a handy little bag, that one there, very good. There we are. So that was Robert, Alan and Peter Hughes.
Mothers have been busy whipping up costumes out of their imaginations and whatever else was available on board ship. This little charmer is an Indian princess.
Well, now from the previous 8 men and the Indian chiefs, we're moving back about 30 million years to the times of the dinosaurs.
Watch out, folks, it's the jolly green dinosaur. Children love to pretend, and part of the fun of playing make-believe is having your shipboard friends join in. Competition makes the game even more exciting, so everyone's hoping to win a prize.
I think if we can bring them over this way a little bit, Amanda, can we bring them over this way a bit so that ones are on the steps and the rest of them this way a little bit? Would you like to come over this way, darlings? Boys and girls?
Another of the staff captain's duties on the voyage is to present the prizes for best costume. A pleasant diversion from his more serious activities, I should think.
We have 2 prize winners in
And
first
Captain
prize.
Ridley has a secret up his sleeve. Although the Indian princess and the 3 blind mice walk off with the top awards, there are enough prizes to ensure that every contestant wins something.
So in the third prize, our first prize, we have the 3 blind mice. Entry number 3, they're first prize winners. And 3 blind mice. Very good, there we are. That's Robert Allen and Peter Hughes, 3 blind mice.
Tonight is the adults' chance to dress up too. It's Roaring Twenties night. Straw boaters, sequins and feathers bobbing across the dance floor bring back memories of the speakeasy days. You can almost smell the bathtub gin. Some of these flappers are a little young. I think she's been drinking her orange juice straight. It's early morning and we're approaching New York, the new world. Though it's a shame this wonderful trip is over, the anticipation of seeing New York compensates for any regret.